Hi, this is Chandrashekhar Prabhu once again. Thank you for your fantastic response to our post earlier, which spoke about the problems of the societies on government lands. A lot of feedback has come and a lot of societies have responded. Some of the members of the societies who were not aware of what was the risk in what they were doing have now suddenly realized that they were really committing a major blunder. They have come back on what they were attempting. They realized that their members were not even entitled to give their opinion with regard to appointment of the developer because their membership was illegal. Their membership had not been sanctioned or ratified by the collector. And when the society is not the owner of the land, it has no business to enter into any agreement with the developer. They also realized that some developers are trying to get into the self-redevelopment mode under the garb of calling themselves development managers, and that agreement with the development manager is really dangerous for the society. In fact, there is an opinion that making agreement with the development manager may be more dangerous than making agreement with the developer, because in a developer's agreement, if the developer does not fulfill his condition, he can be sued or the responsibility would be on him. But if the development manager commits the illegalities or a criminal act, it is on behalf of the society. He is acting on behalf of the society. So all those illegalities or all those criminal acts will be attributed to the society, its managing committee, chairman and secretary and its members. And hence, entering into an agreement with either a development manager or a builder, if the land belongs to the collector or land belongs to the government, is really not a proposition which the society should presently consider. Once the government converts all our lands into freehold, then it may be worthwhile doing the consideration. So don't hurry with any kind of agreement or making any commitment to any development manager, so-called development manager, or any builder. Today we give another case study of a land again belonging to government. When you go from Sion along the Eastern Express Highway, the lands on either side beyond Sion, once you leave the threshold of the city and get into the suburbs, whether it is in the Chunabhatti area or whether it is the portion towards Chembur, that is the left side of the Eastern Express Highway when you go towards Mulund, and the right side of the Eastern Express Highway when you go towards either Chembur or towards Mulund, belong to government. And these have been given to cooperative housing societies from time to time. It may be significant to know that when these government lands were given to cooperative housing societies, especially in Chembur, it was found that the FSI for that area was 0.5. And in many cases, even today, the FSI consumed by the cooperative society is 0.5. So one such society belonging to government, owned by government, given to a society when the FSI was 0.5, and a large society which can go in for an FSI due to the width of the road abutting it of 3.2 or even 3.5, or if they go for an urban renewal program, Under the cluster development, they can even get 5.5 FSI. One such society of this kind on the right hand side of the highway decided to go and enter into an agreement with the developer several years ago. And several years ago, they made an agreement with the developer. This is considered to be one of the top big developers of Mumbai. And the developer did a study of the site and all the rules then and came up with the proposal that he would be giving 150%, 150% extra area, which means that if a flat presently is of 400 square feet, the flat under the new dispensation, after redevelopment, the member owning a flat of 400 square feet will get a flat of 1,000 square feet. That is what the developer promised. He promised huge amount of corpus. He promised huge amount of rent. And the members of the society believed that God Almighty had sent this builder to bring them out of the despicable position that they are in and put them into 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom apartment of 1,000 square feet carpet area. They all entered into an agreement. There were some members of this society who sounded a caution bell and said that this is too good to be true. Are we all members of the society? Have our membership been ratified or regularized? Have our transfer been regularized by the collector? All these questions which were asked by some of the members went on deaf ears, and those members were virtually boycotted by the rest of the society, which did not want to hear what these members had in mind. And these members then also pointed out that we only enjoy a status of occupancy, B class. We do not own the land. We are not even given the land on lease. Can we still enter into an agreement with the developer? So the managing committee, which was at the helm there, for 20 years it was the same managing committee, the same chairman, secretary. The office bearers did not really change, and they ridiculed the members who raised these questions, and they said, nothing doing. We are getting for 400 square feet, 1,000 square feet. The builder is big. So what if we are not the owners of the land? The builder will manage everything. He will manage the collector's office. He will manage those at the helm in government. He will give us the 1,000 square feet flat. And they entered into an agreement with the developer. 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and the developer produced nothing. Every time the managing committee was told, they would say that the builder is getting this approval, the builder is getting that approval. When they checked with the collector's office did not have any proposal before them, nor any approval was sought for. And the developer and their henchmen in the society, the managing committee, continued to tell the people that they are going to get huge amount of corpus, they are going to get huge amount of surplus area, and that everything will go as planning. One of the members of the society and the managing committee was an architect. And he was a technically qualified person, but he still supported the managing committee. He met me for some other purpose. He had some other work with me for which he came to me. And in the process of discussion, we discussed the plight of the societies which are built on government lands. I explained to them the correct position. I explained to them that every single member who has bought a flat by way of transfer, the society has no right to transfer these flats in the name of the new buyer unless they got a sanction from the collector. And most people had not taken these sanctions, and most societies continued to transfer without even bothering to check whether such a sanction was required. I also told him that an occupancy status gives you a right to occupy the land and the building, but doesn't give you right for redevelopment. For redevelopment, you have to go back to the owner, which is government in this case, revenue department and the collector, and obtain permissions for such redevelopment. And such permissions are not readily available, and it is very difficult. The concerned architect understood the gravity of the situation and the points that I was making, and perhaps he realized. He went back to the managing committee and told them that this is the real issue, and maybe we should go a bit easy on it. But the managing committee did not listen to him. It was very obvious that the managing committee knew that most of the members were not regularized and permissions were not sought from the collector, because it was the same managing committee for 20-30 years, and the same members were shuffling like a pack of cards and getting various office bearership over a period of years. So they told this architect that no, whatever it is, we are going ahead with the developer. And all the members in successive general body meetings were given to understand that everything is going to be okay. And since they had not left their houses, they were in their houses, there was no question of asking for rent, and the cheating went on for years and years together, until finally the developer realized that keeping these people in the dark forever is not going to work. He finally got back to the society and said, yes, I have entered into an agreement with you to give you 150% more than what you are occupying. I have entered into an agreement with those who are occupying 400 square feet to give them 1,000 square feet. But the position now is that I cannot deliver. I cannot do what I have promised you that I will do. And you have to enter into fresh agreements with me, maybe a supplementary agreement or a completely fresh agreement together, wherein I would give you only 35% of what you are presently occupying. Means the person who would otherwise have got 1,000 square feet came down to 500 or 520 square feet. The present occupied area may be 400, and in place of 400, he would have normally got, as per the agreement, 1,000 square feet. But the builder said, no, I cannot give you 1,000 square feet anymore. I'll give you 500 or 520, as the case may be. This came to all the members as a very rude shock. Surprisingly, the managing committee still continued to say that under the new circumstances, the laws have changed and the developer doesn't get anything, and we should continue with the same developer because this is a big developer and he will give us everything that we want. The architect concerned, however, decided that enough is enough, we shall oppose it. And he told all the members that I am an architect, I understand, I have discussed with all concerned, I have discussed it with the Federation of the Cooperative Housing Societies built on government land, and we know the reality now, and that this developer is taking us for a ride, so we should not continue with the developer. Finally, the general body passed a resolution that all the commitments made by the developer were not honored, and since the developer has cheated on us and is not honoring any of his commitments, we are pleased to withdraw from the agreement, and that agreement is null and void, and all agreements done with the developer shall be treated as null and void. And they passed a resolution to that effect. Not just that, They told the managing committee that we do not have trust on you anymore. Naturally, the managing committee was replaced by another managing committee, and most of the members were really upset because now they were back to square one and they had to do the whole process again, because the entire earlier process was not just illegal but also a criminal act. The architect concerned then said that we will work out a fresh feasibility report and we will then decide, and he then campaigned for self-redevelopment and told them that let us now all apply ourselves to self-redevelopment. However, some members yet continued to dissent and said whether self-development will be there, will not be there, and so on and so forth. And the matter kept on lingering. Unfortunately, the concerned architect fell ill and he was diagnosed with a terminal case of cancer. He had a couple of operations, was admitted to a hospital once and twice, and finally I am told that he succumbed to his cancer and he just passed away. While paying homage to the architect who fought for the cause of the residents, I must say that this has sounded a warning, not just to this particular society, but to all societies on government land, that please understand the following things very clearly. All those who were members of the society when the land was allotted to them had the sanction of the collector for their names. Since then, as the members started selling their flats, the members themselves ought to have gone back to the collector and taken permission for the transfer. The society should have told the members that it will refuse to transfer unless such a sanction came from the collector. Neither the members followed the rules nor the society followed the rules. The land on which such societies stand are occupancy lands, and unless the collector gives you specific permission for redevelopment of that property, the property cannot be redeveloped, and such permission has to come first. The society has to obtain permission for redevelopment first. And now that the government has passed a GR wherein all the societies who are presently under the scheme of occupancy, under B category, B1 category, or whatever category of occupancy you are in, to upgrade yourself from that occupancy category to the category of freehold, you have to pay 15% of the ready reckoner price. We have appealed to government to reduce it to 5%, but a decision on that appeal of ours and request from all the members has yet to be taken. So pending the decision, if you enter into an agreement with any developer or any development manager, it is a developer under the garb of a development manager or so-called PMC, is trying to cheat you into believing that he can get you all permissions, there is a grave risk. So please do not take this risk. Once again, I appeal to you. I gave you an example of the earlier cooperative society. I have given you an example of another cooperative housing society today, and I can continue to give innumerable such examples where societies get cheated one after the other. But do not believe that they still don't own the land. The owner of the land is the government, and unless government permits, they can't do anything. Please understand and take care. Ensure that you do the correct thing. Redevelopment will happen and you will get more area under self-redevelopment. and you will get more area. Once you become freehold, then you will get more area. You don't have to go back to the collector. Please understand this issue. With this is Chandrashekhar Prabhu bidding you au revoir, promising you to be back with more such posts. We shall do whatever best we can to warn you what are the pitfalls and try and guide you into the process of self-redevelopment. Ensure that you don't get cheated. Give you examples of people who get cheated so that you do not face the same fate as was faced by the society whose case study I gave you today. With this is Chandrashekhar Prabhu once again bidding you au revoir, promising you that we shall be back. Bye for now.